One thing I want to talk about real quick is a lot of people. A lot of people get these things confused, and ultimately, that can destroy your whole perception of the truth of the Bible. Now, that one thing would just so happen to be that the Father and the Son are the same people. Okay. So like, yeah, the Father is the Son, the Father came back. Look. Our Creator would not, he wouldn't be the one to die for our sins. For one. So like, yeah, God came back and he died for us. Let me tell you, Jesus Christ said everything is done through the Father. He didn't say everything was done through me in another form. He said through the Father, pretty much indicating clearly that they're not the same beings. Alright. So, God comes down and he dies on the cross for us. Do you think that God would have to do that? Really? The Creator of everything would die for us, for his own creations. He wouldn't have to. I'm not saying he wouldn't, but he does love us because he sent his only begotten Son to do it. And through that time period of Jesus' life, before he did die for our sins, he was put through his own tests. Or Ohio, Jehovah, Yahweh, Yahweh, whatever you call him. Everybody seems to be different. And at this point, it doesn't bother me anymore because as long as you call them by name. Anyway, why would he have to why would he have to pretty much sacrifice his, it's hard to even say. God is eternal, or Jehovah, or our Creator is eternal, and he wouldn't have to come down here on earth and sacrifice his life for us. Now, if he took something he loved dearly and decided to possibly sacrifice that, because I say, look, if Jesus would have gave in to any of those temptations or anything, we wouldn't be here right now. Because it took a perfect life to redeem us of our sins, a sacrifice of a perfect life to redeem us from our sins. So if Jesus would have failed any of those tests, because I feel like even our Creator was maybe even testing his Son, Jesus Christ, to see how pure he was. And of course he was as pure as could be, because we're here today. Because if Jesus didn't come through on that mission of sacrificing the perfect life for us, we wouldn't be here. So obviously Jesus did the right thing, proving that our Creator's creations, even in the flesh, can be perfect. Alright, now my second point. Now, we know Satan is a very intelligent, smart person, or whatever, being, or whatever you want to call him, force. But he doesn't have too much common sense at all. His common sense factor is like 0. You should know why I say that, because even little children that I explain this to, he'd be like, why would he ever try to think he could overcome God? Yet he has no common sense, just for that reason alone. But even with his minimum common sense level, do you think that, I think that he would even know that he can't get our Creator to sell his soul for some land and riches and all this? I think even Satan knows that. It don't take much common sense at all to know that our Creator wouldn't have to do that. Why? Because He created all of this. Which brings you to my point that Jesus Christ or Yeshua and Jehovah or Ohio or Yeshua, I mean not Yeshua, I'm sorry, Yahuwah, they are not the same people. Jesus and Jehovah are not the same people. God, Jesus, not the same people. Not the same force at all. Everything was created for the Father, by the Father for the Father. So that doesn't mean that they're not in any relations. But we're in relation of our Creator too, with our souls. So I think Jesus is a completely different soul. He didn't create anything. Jesus didn't create anything. It's all for the Father, the Creator, the Grand Creator, the Alpha and Omega. It's just Alpha because Omega would technically mean end, and it says our Father will be forever. But He's not the same as His Son. John 3:16. What does it say? So God loved the world so much, He gave His only begotten Son. Not He went down to earth Himself in an earth body to see if no. You got to understand the prestige of our Creator. He He literally made everything out of like He just made it. Like, that doesn't mean He don't love us because he made it so easily, but to say that He would come to earth and die on the cross for it, no. We can't even embrace His presence. What happened to he can't even talk to he don't really even talk to us anymore. He talks to us through visions and dreams. That should let you know right there, like, we're not capable of being in His presence. He said Jesus is coming back. When God came and he channeled Himself through a bush, a silver flame, of a gray white flame over the top of the bush. When He did happen to come down here, said the only time He came down here, I think, was when He was walking in the Garden of Eden. That was like the first time He came down here or something like that. But I don't think He's ever been back since. There was biblical days. I can't reference any other chapter of the Bible where it mentioned that He came back, except when He came through the bush and when He was walking through the Garden of Eden. If there's other ones, I missed them. But you can clearly understand why Jesus and God are not the same.